But now we're charging a guy who some say was a good Samaritan. He did the right thing. Did he do the right thing? Should he have been charged? Austin Dana is our NBC 10 legal analyst. Austin, what's your first take on this? Did the Providence police do right in charging the guy who threw the trash can?
Hey, Gene. I think that they were right to charge him.
Yep.
But whether or not they're going to be able to make this charge stick is a whole different question.
Yeah. You know, some people are saying this guy ought to be given a medal and a certificate because he stopped a dangerous actor on a motorcycle. What's your take on that?
The question boils down to whether or not he thought that there was an imminent threat from this motorcycle. Was this motorcycle going to hurt someone to the point where he had to throw that trash can or someone's going to get injured? Or is he throwing the trash can just because the guy on the bike is acting like a fool and he was angry that he was doing that and therefore he felt like, hey, I'm entitled to throw a trash can at him? That's what it boils down to, is what his intent was and whether he thought he was protecting the public when he threw the can.
Yeah, you know, this is serious business. He faces a felony charge, and he could face legal action if that person who was injured, the third party, decides to say, hey, if not for you throwing that trash can, the guy wouldn't have crashed the tent and injured me. So there could be money damages here, but that'll be separate and apart from the criminal charge. Now, I think what you're saying is, were their hands tied? Did they have to act like this? They had to charge him, but we'll let the judge do whatever he wants, or if it gets to a jury, we'll leave it in their hands. Did they have to go this way?
I think when you look at the video and you have an injured person and you have probable cause that there's a felony assault here, you probably need to charge the guy and let the system work it out once you get him into court and see how the charge pans out from there.
You know, on the radio we were discussing this today, and someone said, well, what if he was running around with a machete? And what if he had a gun in his hand? And what that? These are hypotheticals, but you could see where just the average guy watching it is going. Well, he stopped what he thought was a dangerous guy. We're going to punish him. Go ahead, take the what ifs.
Right, and the question there is, what's the proportionality?
Yeah.
If the guy's running around with a gun and he's a very clear, imminent threat, and you're throwing a trash can at him, I don't think you even get charged.
Right. With the circumstances of this, all right, let's just say, I think I might have raised my hands and screamed, hey, hey, stop. That's about as far as I would have gone. You the same? Are you the same?
Yeah, unless I see this guy as he's actually going to hit someone right now, and if I don't throw something at him, somebody's going to be seriously hurt. I think you raise your hand, you don't intervene beyond that. You try to track down the police, and you let them take care of the situation.
Okay, let's say he came to you, defend me. I think you're going to say, listen, the guy felt that he was in imminent danger. He was acting for the public safety of other people. Do you expect a conviction here, or is a judge going to say, not this one?
I think it's an uphill battle to get a conviction on these facts, especially when you put it before a jury. And a jury's not going to like the fact that you have an unlicensed, uninsured motorcyclist tearing through a crowded street.
You know, with there's 30 seconds left, you know, remember the old Kitty Genovese story from New York City? Woman was murdered in an alleyway. Everybody heard her. They did nothing. And it's always raised as, well, don't get involved. If you do, you're asking for trouble. Now look at this guy. He got involved. Now he's in trouble. Take the last word on that.
Yeah, and that was a terribly tragic situation, because when nobody does anything, nobody intervenes, then you always hope that somebody else will step up, and this guy finally does, and now he's charged with a crime. It's a tricky situation, and finding where the line is between defending other people and felony assault is something the court's going to have to wade through.
Austin Dana, NBC 10 Legal Analyst, thanks for joining us. See you soon.
Thanks, Gene.